broke into a stranger's house looking for a daughter who wasn't even there.
All right, now this is everyone's worst nightmare. Now, whether you're a person with kids or you have a wife, or it doesn't really matter, you yourself, besides a dog, right, Jor? The next best thing you can have is cameras. And the reason I'm showing you this, there's a couple of reasons. One, these people had a camera, okay? And number two, they either had internal memory or they had a micro SD card. Now, these cameras have micro SD card capabilities, and so you want to make sure that if it doesn't have internal memory, that you have the ability to put the card in to these apparatuses right here, okay? And so you also have one here with the light bulb cam, okay, right here on top, okay? Now, there's a lot of different options when it comes to cameras, stationary cameras, window cameras, and you have to have a micro SD card because a lot of these cameras, whether they're panning, tracking, and tilting cameras, like these Wyze cameras, this is a solar camera, this is a V4, this is a dual cam, this is a V3. Now these four right here are panning, tracking, and tilting cameras. They all work with 2.4G. Stationary V4 from Wyze and a window camera from Wyze. This camera in particular works with 5G. This is a Battery Cam Pro, and you can attach a solar panel, you can see right here, and then that way it's a battery you can either recharge or use a solar panel. Now the point is, there are cameras that have internal memory, which means you do not have to get a micro SD card. So if that's easier for you, you don't want to have to get it separately, I understand that completely. And I will show you one of those as well. But safety is so important, and when you have potentially a lunatic like that at your front door, and he got in through a sliding glass door, and thank goodness the husband came home, and he did handle his business, and the man was later arrested. So these are all cameras that you can put a micro SD card in. Let's show you the other one. Now these cameras all have free apps. Now this is a sync camera right here. Now this thing folds up into a cube. You can see there's no slot for a micro SD card here because it has internal memory. Free app, two-way communication, it has an alarm, it has a light, and the memory is stored internally. And with either of those scenarios, it'll just rewrite over the footage, and that way you have all your footage, which is so important these days. So whether or not you're going to get a panning, tracking, and tilting camera, a stationary camera that has the ability to put a micro SD card in it, or you're going to just get a camera that has built-in either 32, 64, or 128, or 256 gigabytes of internal memory. And there are subscription services also with some of these. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Do you want a solar camera? Do you want a battery-powered camera? Do you want a plug-in camera? Do you want a 2.4G camera? Do you want a 5G camera? There are lots of questions that you want to ask yourself depending on your situation. And do you want something that's just looking out at a certain spot and you don't need it to pan, track, or tilt? Or do you have such a wide area like we do in the backyard, like we do with all these cameras? So we want to make sure we have a lot of coverage here. Okay, so I hope this video helps. Please stay safe out there. It's only a few cups of coffee to get one of these, and you're going to just feel so much safer inside and outside. They all have two-way communication. They all have color night vision. They all have the capability of having either a micro SD card or internal memory. And thank you so much for watching. And from Jordan and I, right, Jor? Stay safe out there. We'll see you in the next video. Have a great day, everyone. Right, Jor? Stay safe out there. Good girl.